Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black on Black Cinema. I'm your host Jay. I'm here with my co-host Micah
Hey,
and Terrence.
what's up?
All right, guys, we are back. This is episode 263, Bad Boys for Life. Let me read the log line here for the 2020 action comedy crime film. Miami detectives Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett must face off against a mother and son pair of drug lords who wreak vengeful havoc on their city. Obviously, the third Bad Boys movie. There's a fourth one that's out, Ride or Die. I have not seen that one. The two of you have had the luxury of seeing that, so I'm, I guess, envious.
We should do that one when it
We will.
becomes available
Yes,
on,
we will.
streaming or whatever.
We'll dig into it. But Bad Boys for Life. Look, I'll give my thoughts on this quickly. It's fine. It's up until, if I'm counting 1, 2, and 3, this is my least favorite of the three. It's about old black dudes, one of which refusing to sort of let it go. The other one very much ready to hang up his guns. And it's, look, I'll say this about the overall franchise. We don't get these very often, which is black men having a good time, aging, and then just kind of, moving through their career. Like, we just don't get this. This is a 30-year-old franchise at this point. I can't think of a successful black franchise on this sort of mainstream level that compares to it. I really can't. So it is dope for that, right? And it's $1 billion, like in total, more than $1 billion franchise, which is great. But yeah, I'm good with it being done. I think I'm good with it being done. So, shout out to Will Smith and Martin Lawrence for being able to kind of keep this thing afloat for as long as they did. So that's my thought. It's fine. Micah?
I went in with this when I first saw it with very low expectations, right? Like, and if you go into these particular movies with low expectations, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not Bad Boys 2, but it's not Bad Boys 1. You know what I mean? Like, Bad Boys 1 to me is the best out of the quadrilogy. It is these two guys in their prime. It's Michael Bay style action before Michael Bay got ridiculous, right? and
Michael Bay on a limited budget was the first one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's what Michael Bay needs to be, on a limited budget for all his movies, because he has to get creative and he has to, but he has limitations on his creativity. Bad Boys 3 is something that I don't know if people thought it was going to be good, and the fact that it is not bad was enough for it to get a sequel, right? And people love nostalgia, right? And people love Will Smith. And so it's fine. The franchise should have ended here.
100%.
Because the characters in this movie acknowledges the fact that, like, these guys are old, right? Like, and time is, they're still kind of stuck in their old ways, and these characters have grown to the point where they're logical conclusions at the end of this movie, even at the beginning, right? Like with Marcus, he's like, "Yo, I'm ready to retire, man. Like, I'm a grandfather, for God's sakes. I can't be running around Miami getting shot at, right?" But it should have ended at this movie, and if it did, that's fine. Then they have another one. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this one. And if this is the last Bad Boys movie you see, and you are a person of a certain age, 40s on up.
If you grew up with the series.
If you grew up with this and you really like it, that's right. If you grew up with this and you really like it, this is a perfect way to put a bow on this franchise. You got your nostalgia hit. You got to see Martin Lawrence and Will Smith before they became, Mr. Potato Head and Mr. Ginseng, Mr. Beijing, right?
Mr. Beijing.
Yeah, I saw an
It's
image,
really,
yo. I was
it's
not
really
okay with
bad
that.
before, nigga. I was like, yo, you might as well just pop sweet shoe polish in your hair, nigga. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Let it go, yo.
The shit look like Lego hair, yo. Just pop that shit right on. Like, god damn, yo.
Oh, he had a Steve Harvey like that. That's a goddamn shame.
I mean, Jesus Christ. But yeah, this movie's fine. It's fine. It's got some solid action. It's a perfect homage to Bad Boys 2. And I just kind of wish it was an homage to Bad Boys 1.
Yeah. Yep. Terrence, your thoughts?
Well, I'm pretty much going to echo what you guys said. It's a fun movie. It's fine. But the thing is, 2, I like Bad Boys 2, right? And the thing that makes me really enjoy Bad Boys 2 is they have that really dope action sequence. It's the chase sequence on the bridge.
The one in the beginning?
When they start throwing cars at them niggas.
Yeah.
That's one of the dopest fucking car chases in movie history. Like,
Michael,
he was
that was Michael Bay like, oh, what's the budget? I bet.
Like, yeah, you gave me $100 million to do this? Okay, bet. But yeah, that car chase sequence,
that's pretty good.
The ending when they're driving through the favelas, I'm like, yeah, okay, y'all bugging. I'm like, all right, y'all doing it.
Yeah, that movie was 2.5 hours, yo. Like,
it was really long too.
Yeah, it's super long.
He was doing too much. So I almost like 3. I enjoyed this. I actually really like this movie. I don't know. I think I might put 2 just slightly above, because some things in this movie I'm like, convenience is a hell of a drug. Certain things happen. I'm like, come on, stop it. And also, they're way too old to be doing all this shit. Like, I love the series, but these niggas should be like detectives.
Yeah, they're still like beat cops.
Why they just roaming the streets of Miami? Still, yeah. And there's a little bit. There's some lore that's a little off as far as like time frames. How long they've been cops, like the fact that Martin doesn't have his 2 boys anymore. Remember the first movie? He has 2 sons. Remember that? I really do remember he has 2 sons and a daughter.
Nah,
they just said fuck the kids. Like fucking boys.
They did the Family Matters shit. Like, they went upstairs and didn't come back.
They never came back. You're right. So like certain things they just completely forgot. And I'm like, all right. They kind of did it in 2 because it was his daughter that was going on went on a date with Reggie, and his sons were like nowhere to be found there either. So it was a little strange. The time frames are a little off. They've been cops at this point it was 2020, like for 26 years, 25 years. They're like, we've been cops for 25 years. So we were in their first year in the first Bad Boys. Again, none of that really makes a lot of sense. But anyway, overall. The story's kind of silly. Has some cool action sequences. It's very violent. It's way more violent than I remember the first time seeing it. I was like,
it absolutely is pretty
hell?
For this franchise, it is. Yeah.
It was really violent. The directors did some clever things with it. Well, am I thinking about 4? I think you're thinking about 4 with the Doom gun.
Really clever.
That first person shooter shit was dope.
I'm gonna tell you right now. They ain't do nothing clever in this one for action scene. No. This here, here's a camera. Turn it this way. I'm like, all right. That's pretty goddamn lame. It's annoying. It's like your phone's on lock when you try to play a YouTube video. It's annoying.
Like, they didn't fumble. Basically, it's a fun movie. Like, these movies are based off of Martin's and Will's chemistry. They still have 100%. It. That's what these movies are. It's all about their chemistry. It's amazing in the first movie. I like they ad-libbed like 90% of that first movie. Yeah. They had to because the script was terrible. This one, they still ad-libbing, but like it's getting old. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. Again, if it ended at this one, perfectly fine with it. 2 55-year-old niggas just roaming the streets of Miami. It's just kind of silly. But that's what we came to see. We came to see their banter with each other, and we got it.
Do you know? I know Micah normally does the trivia. Micah probably knows this. Do you know who the original two actors they were going to have for this franchise?
Oh yeah, John Lovett and Dana Carvey.
That's fucking insane, dude. John Lovett and Dana Carvey is a wild choice instead of Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. Who was supposed to be Mike Lowry? Which one was the cool one?
It was a totally different script.
It should have been the exact same with John Lovett as Mike Lowry.
But then then they picked Martin, and he was like, "I want to get Will Smith." Like it was Martin's movie. Martin has top billing in the first movie.
Oh, that's interesting. Remember? I mean, he does get a ton of screen time.
It's Martin's movie. Yeah, because he did a lot of heavy lifting in that movie. Actually, a lot of comedic heavy lifting.
Oh, sir.
And then
we had to replace. Had to be. I'm Mike Lowry, right? That was his whole. And then Will Smith is just gone for a lot of it. So
he got knocked the fuck out. I love it. One is one of my favorite fucking movies. It really is. I've watched that movie like 100 times. But we're talking about 3, so anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. It's fine. Seems to be the but you're saying it's better than fine.
Yeah, I actually like it.
It's watchable.
But I just like their chemistry.
Yeah. It's watchable if you like these guys. And who doesn't like these guys, right?
Yeah.
Like
it's hard not to.
It's weird. It's kind of weird seeing like if you watch these movies consecutively, right? And you see like their growth as like partners, right? Like they really got on each other's fucking nerves in the first one, right? But what has happened to Marcus, the character, right? Like he was full of piss and vinegar in the first one, and he was still kind of like that in the second one, but he was a little like why are we doing this, right? And then these last 2 movies, he's very much like on some kumbaya shit. And I know, you gotta grow, but this character doesn't seem like the same character from the first one. And look, maybe that was the point, right? Maybe that was the point. Like you gotta grow, and when you age, you want to kind of slow down a bit.
Sure.
I'm willing to let that, be his character, but he just gets goofy, yo. And it's going to be hard. I got to remember not to talk about 4.
Yeah, right. I watched them within like 2 days of each other, man. It's going to, some of this shit's going to run together, though.
Right. Really... Like, and you know what? That's a knock that I'll give both of these movies, is that they're kind of derivative to one another, right? Like Bad Boys 1 is very different from Bad Boys 2.
Yeah, Bad Boys 1 is like, it might as well have been shot in Mexico. It's like sepia tone the entire time. Like, go back and watch that movie. It's like, why is there so much dust?
I saw it like Saturday. Yeah. Trust me. Like every once in a while, I just turn Bad Boys on.
Shit's good. Yeah, look, there is, like, in the second movie, if I recall, like, they start doing the woo-saw shit. Like, I think that's the start of Martin's arc of trying to, like, his lack of wanting to be violent and all this other stuff.
His 20-year arc.
His 20-year arc. Now, and that's to me, that's a fair arc for that character. My issue is Mike Lowry, he don't have an arc. He doesn't have an arc.
He really doesn't.
He doesn't have an arc.
He doesn't have an arc until 4, nigga. Like, I'm like, what the fuck happened in those 2 years between 3 and 4? Like, again, I'm sorry. Keep talking about the other movies.
And look, and that movie has the same problem that this movie has, is that this movie tries to expand upon this universe, which look, I don't necessarily mind it, right? Because you have to acknowledge that these guys are these guys are old Gen Xers, right? Like they are stuck in they are kind of stuck in their ways, and that's part of the thing about this particular movie is you got to break out of that, and you got to know when to stop, you got to know when to retire, you got to know when to not do all this shit. But it's I don't know, man. This movie introduces things that this movie does something that you shouldn't do in movies, where it's all of a sudden this character was in a relationship with this other character, but like we didn't see it. So like, who gives a shit, right? Who gives a shit? Yeah. And we, this you didn't see it because this character is 10 whole ass years younger than fucking Mike Lowry, right? Like, so she was probably a fucking minor back in whenever the fuck Bad Boys 2 came out. So,
well, her birth date was 72, so she wasn't. They did actually have her birth date in the movie. They do say she wasn't 16, guys. She was like 23, so it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, got that one out of the way. They're like, controversy averted. Okay,
but you can't like that. Like this movie has like story problems and script problems that we'll get into, but like stuff that could have easily been avoided, right? Like, all of a sudden these characters in a relationship and it's forced, and then all of a sudden there's another relationship that Mike Lowry has that is a direct impact on the plot, and it's like remember that the Star Trek movie with Chris Pine, the second one.
Yes,
and Benedict Cumberbatch is in it, and he's playing some guy named, I don't know, fucking Leroy or whatever. And we're like, come on, yo, your name's not Leroy. You're obviously Khan, right? You're obviously Khan. It's like, nope, my name's Leroy. I'm Leroy, guys. I'm Leroy. And at the end of the movie, right, it's like, my name is Khan. And it's like,
yeah,
all right, yo, but like, you didn't earn that.
Yeah, like, we been new. Like, this is not a surprise. It's like if everybody knows, just say your name is Khan and then just do cool shit the rest of the movie. Just say it up front. Like, get it out. It's not a surprise.
Right. This reveal is not earned. Therefore, it has no impact because that's what this movie has. And it's just like, all right. I mean,
also that dude didn't really look Afro-Latino to me at all. I was like. That's just a Mexican dude. My wife disagrees, and I was like, listen, because she came in like the last like maybe hour of the movie, last 45 minutes of the movie, and I was like, look, I don't know this for sure, but it looked to me like they tried to darken this nigga up across the like as it slowly became more obvious who he was. It was like. He looks less Mexican than he did in minute 2 of this movie. Like, it was a little strange. I'm just saying. And look, maybe that's my own thing. Maybe because I knew, like, it became more obvious. But it felt. I was like, this is lazy casting to me. But yeah, I don't.
This nigga looks like a young Peoples Hernandez, yo. He looks more like Jeffrey Wright's son.
Jeffrey Wright.
Will Smith's son.
Well, you know what? Then it works. Then it works. That's fine. Jeffrey Wright's not Puerto Rican either, so it's all going to work out. All right, let's get into the movie. I am amazed, by the way, that Will Smith goes from a Porsche in the first movie. I watched the car chase scene just a minute ago. In the second movie, he's driving a Ferrari. And he goes back to a Porsche in this one. I'm like, all right. I mean,
all on a Miami Police Department detective salary.
Right.
Well,
right. Like,
now, I know he comes from money. Right? But like,
how much? How much?
Again, the story. If he comes from money, why the fuck was he an undercover cop when he was in his early 20s?
Right.
Deep in the drug game. Like, how does this make any sense?
People who come from money don't do that. People who come from money dodge the draft. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They're not becoming a beat cop in Miami. That doesn't make any sense. But all right.
Oh man, I got an ingrown toenail, so I can't join the draft. Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna sit on my golden toilet.
Right. I'd love to go fight, but my feet hurt. Like, shut up. Come on, knock it off. So we see the opening sequence very similar to Bad Boys 2. Mike in what is fuck, what is Martin's character's name?
Marcus.
Marcus, thank you. Mike and Marcus are speeding around Miami. Mike is driving like a fucking wild man. Which, look, the car chase scenes in these movies are always top tier. They're always fun as hell. For some reason, Mike thinks it's a really good idea to drive his Porsche on the beach. This nigga's got too much money because he doesn't value that car he's driving at all. That's insane. But you come to find out they're actually not chasing any criminals. Ha ha. They are actually getting to the hospital where Martin's character,
Marcus is one child.
Is one child, and he's
having
literally banning the other ones. They've been sent off to war, I guess. He finds out he's a grandfather. So that he was just trying to get to the hospital to see his new grandson has just been born. So yay! And it's a clever trick, right? Because you just think they're chasing criminals, but they're not. And Marcus gets all emotional when he sees the baby. Marcus Jr., I guess, which is weird. But he gets all emotional and everything, and he's like, Mike, hold the baby. And of course, Mike is like, no, I'm a player and I don't do that shit. So fuck these kids. And he's like, nah, like you being a bitch right now by being happy that your first grandchild has been born.
No, that's a thing, yo. That's a thing. Like, my father didn't want to hold his grandson because, like, well, he's too small, right? Like, and he didn't want to say why, but I think he thought he was going to break him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, your father's a wild dude.
Yo, very, very. That is insane.
What?
That's insane.
I don't want to, I'll wait till
like
he get
he
older.
didn't have 2 children. What the fuck is going on?
He ain't hold that.
He ain't hold that.
He was
He didn't even have
12
a
years
job.
old. He was like, nah.
He ain't hold
Nah,
us.
no.
Get the fuck out of here. He ain't hold us. What the fuck? Nah.
He ain't pick y'all up until he could do a fireman's carry.
So you could fucking do wrestling moves on your ass and shit.
That's so wild.
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but like, and he's not the only person I know that thinks like that, right? Like, I knew my great aunt. She was like that. Now, she was like that because she ain't like kids, right? Like, she was ninth of 14, so she was like, I'm done raising kids, right? Like, I don't want no kids, but yeah, they ain't want to hold them. I don't know why. Babies are cute, man. Babies are cute. You hold them like a football.
Yeah,
and usually they smell nice.
Yeah, usually.
You know what I mean?
My brother, he didn't want to hold my daughter, and his joke was, I got 3 kids, and I don't need my wife getting any more ideas. Like, that was his He's like, I'm good. But yeah, no, some people are very weird about that. It's very strange. It was a cute baby, by the way. And so, smash cut to a women's prison, and one of the officers goes into the laundry room with no backup. Seems like a bit dangerous. And she spins around this woman, Isabel. What is her name? Like Isabella Aretas or something like that. And she's our villain. And she's just mumbling or what have you, some sort of fucking spell. And this is a thing that really bothered me. Does the villain have superpowers? Because why does this work? She's like. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she's a witch, yo. She's a witch.
I guess she put a root on her or whatever the fuck, make believe nonsense. And so she's like mumbling and she's in a trance, and the officer is like, oh, and she looks down and her nose is bleeding because magic. I don't know. Sure, that's not a thing. And her nose starts bleeding, and she looks down, and then as she's confused, this witch stabs her with a very real knife without magic, and then everybody comes over and they fucking start doing the jail thing. They just start fucking shivving this officer. And
yeah, by the hell out. Good lord!
Yeah, that's
God. They were so violent,
bro. Like, she's down. Like. She's dead.
Yeah, I'm actually really glad this movie doesn't shy away from like this is an R-rated movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a hard R.
Yeah, and I'm actually glad. You know, there's a lot of these types, a lot of movies nowadays want to hit that hard PG-13, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Like,
For money.
but right, for to maximize the amount of dollars you can bring in. But I appreciate a good old fashioned, like hardcore R-rated movie, especially a buddy cop movie, with two black leads, right? Like usually it's a salt and pepper team, right?
Isn't this like the only one that exists?
I think it might be
two black leads?
Two black leads, buddy cop movie?
black leads.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no other movie that's similar to this in so many ways.
I'm looking at a list of them, and the closest you get are Ride Along, which
Ice Cube and Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's
and Central Intelligence, which is like 1.5
with Kevin Hart and The Rock.
Yes. All the other ones are Salt and Pepper Team or two white guys, a white guy and a dog, like
Turner and Hooch.
Yes, like Turner and Hooch or K9. Apparently, there's a movie called K9 out there.
No, okay, you're forgetting one of the greatest buddy cop trilogies of all time, sir. A Negro and an Asian. Okay, Rush Hour does exist.
Yeah, Rush Hour.
Right? Yeah, that's
Rush Hour. Rush Hour is the only one with two minorities.
Right. So
look, that's actually a really good trilogy. Like, it is. It's ridiculous.
Rush Hour 1 and 2. 3 was the one they. Which one were they in France? Which they was kind of just ridiculous. That was the one that was 3, right? Were they in France?
I think that was
in France.
I think 3 was the one I didn't.
Weren't they in France? They were in some foreign country.
They were in America in the first one. They were in China in the second one. I guess maybe I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember liking 3.
Oh no, they go downhill by far, absolutely. But yeah, I think
they were in Paris. Yeah.
So yeah, I think Rush Hour is the only other double minority franchise, buddy cop franchise. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like we need I don't know, like a Latin and like I don't know, Latin and a Muslim. Like you need another, like you need a Latin and a South Asian or something.
Is Bright considered a buddy cop movie?
Shut the fuck up. No. Fuck off. Fuck right off. Fuck right off. No, because the dude in that is white. That's like Joel Edgerton or something, isn't it?
Oh yeah, he did play the orc.
He played the orc, right?
He's an orc. Sorry, not an alien, an orc.
Who directed that? Was that David Ayer?
Yeah, it was David Ayer.
Or the other?
No, that was
David Ayer.
Or Subdued Son.
No.
Yeah,
David Ayer. Yeah, no, David Ayer. Yeah. David Ayer directed.
David Ayer directed it, and Max Landis wrote it.
Yeah, he wrote it.
Okay, all right.
And that clown shoes ass nigga wrote it. Fuck out of here. I hated that fucking movie. I hated it.
That movie was
here comes the fairies. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Orcs are like black people. Shut up. Shut your white ass up. Bro. That movie made me so fucking mad. Bro. Fuck that movie. This is stupid. It's so stupid. That was the whitest guy take on race relations I've ever seen. Shut the fuck up. God damn, that movie stunk. Anyway, Bad Boys 3. Yeah, okay. So yay, they go, they see the baby. Murder in the laundromat at the jail. They stabbed that woman so many times. Her shirt was soaked. Like, it was red from blood. Like, it was insane. And it turns out there's another cop was like, what's going on in this washing machine? And he looks in the washing machine, and the dead cop is in there because somehow they changed clothes in the.
She's magic. Witch. Because I was like, how the fuck did this happen? 12
to 15 seconds it took for those other cops to get there. So yeah, the witch actually pretended to be the dead one, and she got into. They took her to the ambulance. And then surprise, surprise, she popped out and she don't have no backup. She just murdered everybody in the ambulance by herself. Like nobody was helping her, which again, amazing. And then of course her son shows up and kills everybody else. So, or kills the one guy who jumps out. And she's like, "Yeah, thanks, my son." And that guy's supposed to be brown, but okay. Again, this nigga looks like a bunch of my neighbors. Knock it off. That was wild. Cut to Mexico City.
Oh shit!
Which is a place I'd like to visit, but there's way too many people there. She so they all right, we gotta start taking shit over again. Like your father didn't die for nothing. I need you to go to Miami and I need you to kill all of these people. And he's like, whatever you say, mama. And so he does it. She's a very good looking woman, by the way. So then we cut to what should have been the ending scene of the franchise. And I cannot state this enough. How is this not the ending scene of this movie?
Too cliche.
What's that?
It's too cliche. They gotta spice things up a little bit.
But the last scene is cliche as fuck. You know what? Never mind.
Sure. Look, man.
So they're at a bar and everybody is like, yeah, fucking, Martin is a new
daughter
grandfather.
has a child.
Yeah.
What happened to your other sons, Mark? What are your sons, Marcus? What happened to them niggas?
You said you're going to protect and serve the city. That's great. You ain't protect and serve your own kids. Where are your children, Marcus? Where are your children?
I really need them to fucking to address that,
They'll address it in the fifth movie.
No, I don't, because that would mean a fifth movie. And I'm good.
They coming back. The fifth movie is the sons come back. They're the villains of the fifth movie. They mad because their dad abandoned them in 1994. They have a right to be upset. So yeah, everybody's cheering Martin, and they're doing the point. They're doing the point thing, which again should have been the fade to black moment at the end of the whole series. And everybody's happy. So then cut to a dock in Miami, because that's, of course, where all the bad things always happen. And there's like a double cross. The young son, he's like, oh, this is all my money. And some other dude is like, nah, that's your cut. What you're holding is what you get to keep. Fuck out of here. And the guy's like, no, this is basically a double cross. I got a gun in your face. And this Mexican dude is such a badass. He kills, I don't know, 5 or 6 people with a knife. There's other people in the scene just watching, and they all have guns. Okay, like this dude is that badass. I mean, the scene was cool.
I mean, you don't want to hit friendly fire, right? Like, you got to be careful,
right?
I mean, and then he shot that nigga in the neck after cutting his throat, as if that wasn't necessary. But yeah, that shit was cool. And so yeah, he gets all the other dudes who were too much of a bunch of bitches to do anything. He's like, nah, y'all work for me now. And the first thing the one dude says is, "How's your dental?" Which is hilarious to me. And he's like, "All right, cool. I work for you. I got my my Beijing beard on and shit. I work for you though." And so that's how he starts taking over. Him and his mom, they're gangsters now. So it's really, really cool. Again, this plot is thin as fuck.
It's just him.
Yeah, the mom is just in Mexico City, like praying to a bunch of skeletons, and that's all that's happening. And she calls every few days, and is like, "Did you kill him yet?" He's like, "Nah, not yet." And she's like, "All right, I'm gonna go back to the skeletons." Like that. All right.
So they make it a point. They make it a point to say that she makes it a point to say you got to kill Mike Lowry last, right?
Yeah.
They specifically say that. So we cut back to Miami with the guys, and they make a bet. Marcus is like, yo, I'm getting old, and I got a grandkid. I kind of want to like hang it up, and Mike Lowry, being the terrible friend that he is like, but we bad boys, yo. Like, come on, man, you my partner, bro.
Why don't you want to get shot with me?
Right. We ride together, we die together. Nigga, I got a wife, one son, and a grandchild. I mean, one daughter and a grandchild now.
Like, get the fuck out of here, yo. Nah. And he's like, all right. And Marcus is like, yo, we old, bro. Like, we can't do this like we used to. And you know, it gets into like this, I could beat you in a foot race. And it's like, all right, bet. If you win, you can retire. And if I win, you got to keep being a cop, which is something you don't really want to do right now. First of all, if your partner's not, like, if your partner's heart isn't in it, I wouldn't want
what the fuck? Yeah. Watch my back. Your back's getting punched right now. Like, yo, that doesn't help me. Yo, that doesn't.
And they're like, all right, so let's have this foot race, right? And we have this foot race.
Hold. Okay. On two very large points. One, I'm not here to even have a conversation about whether or not Will Smith is going to lose a foot race to Martin Lawrence on any day. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry, Martin, I love you. Knock it the fuck off. Two, bro, like, if I lose the race, I'm 45 years old. You ain't making me do shit. Now you got to come to work tomorrow. No, the fuck I don't. And I know how to use a gun. Like, knock it off. Get the fuck out of here. And a third point. Micah, I know what you're thinking. This would be like me and you running a race against each other. And yes, my knees would not be able to keep up. Get the fuck out of here. So internally go fuck yourself, because I'm sure that's what you're thinking. Like, yeah. No. So they have this bullshit foot race. Get out of here.
They have this bullshit foot race, and keep in mind, dude's mom said kill Mike Lowry last. So you know what he decides to do? He decides to do a drive-by on a motorcycle with some sort of fucking machine gun and guns down Mike Lowry. Yeah, that's right. It's a P90.
I recognize that gun from a lot of video games.
How about this? How about this? I just drove down. Hold on. How about this? The P90, yes, you recognize it in a lot of action movies, because why the fuck would somebody have that in real life? I drove by the Mexican consulate the other day. A nigga had that. Like, he had one of those. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, you drive by the police station, they have Uzis. I'm like, a Uzi? Like, but why?
Nigga, what the fuck is going on over there?
Yeah, exactly nothing. Because this nigga standing outside with a P90 or an Uzi. That's why. People are like, you know what? You good. You got it. Yeah. I was like, that's a made-up gun. That's not real. Oh, no. It's real. It's a real gun. It's fucking insane. Yeah. So here you go. A foot race. Yo, Martin is trying so hard. Will Smith is barely trying. Yo, he's doing that like, I'm running weird because I'm going a million times faster than you because you're so unbelievably out of shape. Yeah, and then when he was fucking styling and turning around, he got his ass shot. See? Stop being a fucking show off. That's what you get. It's kind of sad, I guess.
I mean, shot 3 times.
Maybe this is how the franchise should have ended. Just shot him, fade to black. That's the end of it.
It happened too early. So it's like, oh, he's gotta be
happened way too early.
It happened too early, and it did not affect this character at all. Like,
no, he just like crumpled down.
Like, I guess that's this character, I guess, but like, I've never been put in a traumatic experience, but both of these characters have, and I got to imagine that the Marcus character would be the one that most people would go through, right? Like when it comes to near-death experiences.
I feel like it would have been better if Marcus was the one who got shot.
Well, you know, watch the next movie.
Don't read ahead.
Marcus's near-death experience happens in the next movie. So
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. But
yeah, like
and again, these two movies follow the same beat, yo, and it's really fucking annoying. Which is we're not talking about that one.
That's
We're not
good
talking about that.
writing. That's good writing.
Like Martin, I mean, Will gets shot or Mike gets shot, right? And we don't understand why he is the way he is. He doesn't have a backstory.
None.
Until like halfway through this movie, he explains like why he dresses the way he does, or what. But he doesn't. He said in the first movie, he's like, I've always wanted to be a cop. But like, what happened in your childhood that you go this hard in the paint for 40 years being a cop? I don't get it. Yeah. Like, I would like to know. Like, it doesn't make any sense. He's just like a fucking psycho.
Yeah, like if it was like, okay, he comes from like a family with money or whatever, but he saw like an uncle get gunned down, like or
he
robbed
saw
or
some
something.
wild shit happen when he was a kid. And he was like, I don't want this to ever happen again to anybody. That's why I do what I do. Or something.
Right.
Like,
and that's literally the most basic arc for like I'm a hero type of thing. But it would at least give you some level of context. I agree with that. But I really think Marcus being shot would have made more. Like if that guy had gone to kill Mike early, but he shot
Marcus.
Right, he shoots Marcus. That would make a lot more sense because then it would have this. Smith's character would have this impetus of like, I got to go as hard as fuck because that's my partner, right? Like he's got to go tell his wife that he was shot. He got to tell his daughter, and she's got her new baby. He's got to tell them this news that he got him shot because he would feel guilt about that and all this other shit. That would be an interesting arc for that character to then, because like the whole thing is that he's considered the bulletproof cop. So it would make sense, like, yeah, maybe he is, quote unquote, bulletproof, but his partner isn't, right? Like his whole idea is that he keeps all these people at an arm's length. The only person he doesn't keep at an arm's length is Marcus, and he ends up getting Marcus shot over this connection from years and years ago. That would actually have made more sense. Instead, it's like the super nigga gets shot and then gets back up, and he's like, nah, I'm good. Let's keep going. That's not an arc. Like he don't learn nothing. He don't do like. Again, I understand that people love movies like this, and look, I love this franchise like overall as well. And I understand, like we joke about like movies that they don't got no lasers in it, right? But this type of movie, you got to at least have a decent writing, right? Because you can make movies like this that are fun, but also like have some level of substance to them, right? Because if the characters have some level of deeper arc, and then you throw in good action, that makes just a really well-rounded movie. Just because it's fun doesn't mean it has to be dumb. Like that's sort of my overarching point there.
Yeah, it just to your point, like it doesn't. I don't even need these movies to not be dumb. I just need them to. I need them to make some sort of sense, right? It could be dumb sense, right? It could be nonsense, but like, just tell me something, right? Or show it. I would prefer you show it, but if you're not even going to show it, you should at least tell me, right? You should at least tell me why this character is the way he is. And they, like Terrence said, they do it a little later on, which it just feels like retcon nonsense. But
that's what it is. I mean, it only took 3.5 movies, or 2.5 movies to get you there.
Yeah. So it's this, but I guess you don't come to these movies for story. And even though you don't come to these movies for story, you just give me a little something. Give me a little something.
Again, okay, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm thinking, because again, I really love the first movie. They weren't friends in high school because he showed that picture. No, he said, remember the part that there's a part in the first one where Will Smith is like watching Marcus's family, and she shows a picture of him in high school. and he says, "Oh shit, I forgot about that picture."
Right.
If he was the person that he is in this movie, that means that he would have met Marcus on the Force. What are we talking about?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. They were childhood friends, right?
Yeah.
So how did Marcus not know? So how long was he away from him? So he was able to go to Mexico and do all this other wild shit, and then he comes back and he joins the Force with Marcus. They just
but like
they just said fuck the guy.
Right, but they're both okay. But like they're both from Miami. Did they not go to like the police academy together? And then he was like, "Yo, I gotta go." And it's like, "Oh shit, you working undercover? Where you going?" And just walked away.
It's like nowhere. Mind your business. It's like what?
Yeah, that doesn't make any
sense.
How
old was Will Smith in the first movie? Because he did all that undercover shit before that.
Right.
Yeah, Will Smith went undercover as a 12-year-old boy. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Here's the timeline from what I got. The first movie came out in 95. It takes place in it's contemporary, right? His son is born in 96. How the fuck does that make sense? I'm sorry, I'm just poking holes in this wildly inaccurate script at this point. It doesn't make any sense.
No, he was, and then, we're Bad Boys 3. Like I don't have an answer for you. Like what the fuck?
It doesn't make any sense. So his son is 24 in this movie, right? Because he was born in 96, so he's a Gen Z kid. But again, the first movie was 95. So when did he fuck the witch? Like,
between the movies.
Pregnancy is 9 months, not 20, not 24.
Not in this like quasi Fast and the Furious universe. No, it's not.
So I don't know. But anyway, I'm just none of this makes any sense. I'm sorry. No. I'm just derailing this shit because it just doesn't add up. None of the time frame adds up.
It doesn't. But again, I don't like.
It pissed me off actually. Because they didn't do their research.
In 1995, Will Smith was about 27 years old.
Right. Okay. Yeah. He was born in 69, I believe, right?
1968.
Okay.
So he's about 27 in Bad Boys 1. So he's in his early 20s when he joins the Force. Right? Yeah, when he got out of the police academy and immediately went to undercover Vice, right?
As you right. With Crockett and Tubbs.
Hey, congratulations on graduating. Why don't we throw you into the fucking deep end? The cartel. I don't want to go. You're going. Like, yeah. You're deployed. Jesus Christ. This is the military? Get out of here.
Oh, shit.
I thought I was going to be right.
He meets this chick. They fall in love. They have sex. The baby's born 24 months later because, again, like all this other shit happened in 1995.
She just ate like a fucking rabbit. It's fine. Like it's fine.
So bizarre. Yeah. I'm sorry. They just didn't do their research.
The baby was born 6 months premature. Like it's fine. It's fine. It's a super child. So Martin he's praying to God. Marcus is praying to God. Look, if you save Mike, then I will not bring any more violence on the world, right? And look, I get that. That's very similar. When I believed in God, when I was in my younger days, I prayed to God that if He would let me recover from drinking too much, I would never drink again. And so I had a scotch the other day. So I don't
alcoholic as a kid when you were younger. Like, what the fuck is that?
No, everybody when you drink, you have that conversation. If you just let me get through this, I'll never drink again. Of course you're lying. Of course you're lying.
Sounds fun. Sounds real fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Prayer works. That's what I hear. So anyway, God's like, all right, cool. Bet you better not go back on your deal. And so I'm going to let your friend live. Smash cut to one of the weirder things that happens in a Michael Bay movie, we see Michael
Bay?
No, I said Michael Bay on purpose, right? In a Michael Bay movie, and these guys just pick up the same shenanigans in this movie. They show this new team, this ammo team, right? Which, by the way, when you want to name a team, to protect and serve, you definitely want to name it after like bullets and guns and shit. That's positively. It's not that was weird. Why is there a guy, as they're walking into the ammo headquarters, why is there a guy using a grinder just to make sparks on the ground? What is the fucking purpose? Like, that's such a Michael Bay type of thing. Like, he's just making sparks. Like, it's just industrial. Like, for no reason. Like, what is he doing? Is he cutting a hole in the metal floor? Why? No reason. So they track down that the gun used to shoot Mike Lowry is a P90. It's very cool. There's a big guy. He's the IT specialist. He's tracking all this down. Paula Nunez is the lead for this crack team. The captain is like, look, this is very personal for me. I think of Mike Lowry as a son, so I need you guys to not fuck around and make this happen. Paula Nunez's character, she's like, look, this is also personal for me. I need you guys to really like kick ass on this because apparently she's to date Mike, and so she cares very much about him. Smash cut to Mexico City again. It's just a lot of fucking people there, and there's 22 million people that live in Mexico City, which is insane.
God damn.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right.
Yeah. It's fucking nuts. I was like, is it bigger than New York? Yeah. Like by a lot. So anyway, the son is like, yeah, my bad about shooting Mike Lowry. She was like, I told you should kill him last. And he's like, all right, he's alive, but like, I'm gonna kill the other ones. And so he just Googles like where to kill other guys on my list. And just Google Maps is like, they're right here. And so he just starts going over there and just shooting people with sniper rifles. Why is everyone involved in his list not seen as corrupt, yet they're all like a forensics guy on a yacht with a bunch of hot models? Like, are they corrupt cops?
That's a weird lifestyle for your line of work.
Yeah, like you're like Dexter. Like why do you have yacht money? It's weird. And like the judge also had clearly like yacht money. It was just strange. So he just kills a bunch of people on his list, and everyone's like really afraid. And look, in fairness, like this dude's just riding up in a blacked out motorcycle, all black, doing wheelies and shooting people in the chest with machine guns. It's kind of dope. Martin Lawrence is for real painting Will Smith's very real gray beard because these niggas are desperately trying to hold on to their youth, which I thought was funny. Like, yeah, it's basically shoe polish. We see a moment where everybody is crying at an event, and this is 6 months later. It's to make you believe that Mike Lowry is dead.
Again, we're 20 minutes into the fucking movie. Like, why? What was the point?
Again, him being shot served no purpose. But it turns out Reggie finally made a proper woman out of Marcus's daughter, and they got married. And it's a wedding scene, another fake out. Yay! And everyone's very happy, and it's quite beautiful. And then there's a
in a wheelchair,
and there's a random white guy. God forbid we know who he is. Who likes to, he's the MC, and he comes on. He's like, I'd like to introduce Uncle Mike, and it turns out it's Michael Bay. Congratulations! What a weird cameo. And
I didn't like. Fuck Mike Lowry, yo. Fuck Mike Lowry. This is not about you, bro.
This is like asking someone to marry you at someone else's wedding, right? Like, this is not an acceptable behavior.
Go fuck yourself, Mike Lowry. This is not your fucking day, yo. Hey, everybody, I can walk. All right, bitch. Well, walk your ass on out of here. God damn. Don't make it about yourself. Don't go to weddings if you're going to make it about yourself. I cannot stress that shit enough. That shit is fucking annoying. If you do that shit, you need to be punched in the face.
Yeah. If somebody had asked their girlfriend or boy or significant other to marry them on my wedding day at my wedding, I would be fucking furious. I would be fucking furious.
I'd have ruined it.
You kick that dude in the back. You kick him in the back while he's back. No, that's what you do. Like, no, you do that at home. Yeah, I know you're all horned up. I get it. Do it at home. Get out of here. And look, this scene is really stupid to me. One, you're making it all about you, which is weird. But he says, Mike stands up. He goes, on your wedding day, I'd like to make this about myself. Marcus and I have this little mantra that we say, and I want to share it with you. Like he's sharing this secret mantra with them, and it goes like, "We ride together, we die together, bad boys for life." But everyone in the crowd knows the saying, so what? That's not a secret. Like everyone knows it. Why do you guys go around saying it all the time?
Man, what does this have to do with a wedding, nigga? Like,
right?
What the fuck does that even?
We ride together, we die together. Bitch, we just got married. Why are we talking about dying?
Yeah, nigga, we did that in a more elegant way. It's called taking vows, nigga. Like, what the fuck? Like, you imagine standing up there with your wife and you're like, I love you. We ride together. We die together.
Technically, really did that in real life. We ride together, we die together, bad marriage for life. Remember that?
Yeah.
He did say that.
Yeah, he did say that shit. And then they high five. And then he smacked a grown man across the face to win her affection again because their marriage is that
because they have a bad marriage for life.
Nigga, get a divorce.
Oh shit.
While you still got the outline of your hair, just get a divorce. So they do a really weird. Everyone is saying "bad boys for life." I'm not really sure how that's good for our wedding. Thanks. This is fucking strange. So, Mike goes over to the captain. He's like, "Listen, I need to be in on this investigation." And he's like, "No, nigga, what the fuck? You got shot. You can't be in your own investigation. That's crazy. You're not going to be able to blur. You're going to blur the lines between making sense and being crazy." And he's like, "Nah, I got to do it." It's like, but you don't. And so he's like, "Look,"
he was like, "Me and Marcus got to do this, man." He was like, "You need to go talk to that nigga."
You mean both?
And he was like, and fucking Mike Lowry, the worst friend in the world, goes up and is like, "Yo, what's up, yo?" And he
really is a piece of shit friend.
He's like, "I told you I'm retiring, right? And I told you that." And Mike Lowry, no bullshit, says, "But we had a race and you lost. What, you reneging now?" Like, nigga,
right,
what?
Like,
again,
my motherfucking
I'm 45 years old, yo. You're not gonna make me do nothing. It was a foot race. Mike Lowry is an 8-year-old. Like, if you take if you take this movie and you just look at it from the perspective of Marcus is like he's like a 30-year-old man, and Mike is an 8-year-old boy who knows how to drive fast. That's it. That's the movie. That's the movie. Like, it's fucking insane. But it's really weird, right? He does a thing that really, like, it clearly pisses off the Marcus character, but it actually personally pissed me off. He's like, "Yo, so I was up there bleeding, and you just gonna let this dude get away with it?" He's like, "Yo, I was there every day while you were recovering. Like, yo, I wiped the drool off your chin, my nigga. Like, don't do that. Like, that's fucked up." And even Mike was like, "Yeah, my bad." Like, yo, yeah, you coming off like kind of an asshole in that scene. Yeah, that was a little ridiculous.
He
the best
said,
written
he's like,
scene in the movie.
what's wrong with you? He's like, yo, we got to turn up. And he was like, turn up, nigga, you're 50. The first time I watched this movie, I literally said the same thing before Marcus said it. I'm like, turn up. What are you, 25? What's wrong with you?
We gotta turn up.
Relax.
Yo, he was like, we need to turn off. Yeah, yo, you're not 20 years old. That shit is crazy to me. Give this bitch a pass? Yeah, turn up. What are you, 20? Like,
I said this. I literally said the same thing before Marcus said it. I was like, this is crazy. Like, you were too goddamn old to be talking like a child, nigga. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
But that's his character. Again, why is his character the way he is? Like, I get it. You got shot and you mad. You were embarrassed because you finally got hurt. Not like you haven't gotten hurt before. You got your fucking head knocked off in the first movie. But yeah, he's just a hothead.
Yeah. Yeah, look, but I will say this. Martin does a good job delivering that line of like, how dare you, yo? Like that whole series of lines.
How fucking dare you, dude? That's I felt him. Like, don't. I'd have kicked that nigga out of my house. Like, yo,
get the fuck out of here.
You really pissing me off right now. What the fuck I did for you? You was in a coma, dog.
Yeah, what did he say? He coded out 3 times, yo. Nah, yo, if your buddy's sitting by you and you technically died 3 times, yeah, you gotta shut the fuck up. You really don't have a leg to stand on to tell that dude anything. Like, you just don't. That man prayed to God to get your ass back. And that's
and he just walked off like a child. He got so pissed. He's like, well, fuck you then. Like, no, man, nah, we not playing these games. Like, nah, you a bitch. Like, speaking of bitch, and the first, I keep talking about the first movie. Remember the scene when they were driving in the car, and he's like, "You driving like a bitch right now, right?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, I got to be all that. Like, we be 2 bitches in the sea. I drive this fucking car off the cliff. We be 2 bitches in the sea." Michael Bay told Will Smith to call him a bitch on purpose.
Oh, really?
Because
that was a real reaction.
Because Martin is from the old, like, you don't call no man no bitch. Like, he was like, yo, why the fuck you calling me a bitch? That's not in the script. So he ad-libbed that part, and they kept it in the movie.
I mean, it's
one of the funniest.
It's a fucking hilarious line. He was really at his peak in that first movie, man. He was just like, I don't know how many years before that was like Run Tell That. But it couldn't have been too much because like that's when he was fucking killing.
Run Tell That may have been 96. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Oh, really? Was it?
No, maybe Run Tell That may have been. Was it? I can't honestly remember.
But it had to have been like right in that because he was just like the comedy from him was fucking stellar. Like he was really
okay.
Good.
Run Tell That was 2002.
Right. Oh wow. Okay, I stand corrected. So after that, we see
You So Crazy is what You So Crazy is what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
When was that?
Yeah, that was 94. That was 94.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So like right at the same time.
That was right before. All right.
Yeah.
They're probably fucking filming it at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. So we cut to a scene of what is her character's name? Lieutenant Rita. Rita. She goes to see Mike, and he's like, nah, I'm good, I'm fine. And she's like, oh yeah, bet. And then she fucking hits him in his chest. He's like, oh shit, like yeah, nigga, you got shot 3 times. Shut up, knock the shit off. You're not even healed. Like just calm your ass down.
He should have a colostomy bag. He got shot in the stomach 3 times. They're fucking shredded his goddamn intestines all the way up, but he's bulletproof Mike apparently. So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, like
the suspension of
there's a lot reality. Of it in this movie.
Yeah, there's an action sequence where I'm like, that's not how that would work, but okay. So yeah, all right, let's fast forward a bit.
Let's montage it.
Yeah, let's get to it. Will is like, look, I gotta go find some information. I hear this one nigga who says another one's got some information, so he just goes and beats DJ Khaled with a fucking meat cleaver, or with a with a hammer.
He ain't even had to do all that, yo.
That's police brutality. That's a lawsuit, right? But technically,
right.
you can't sue him.
I mean, but like all that wasted ass energy, all you had to do was go to a local gas station, pick up a fucking Hustler, find a page with a woman that's spread eagle, and throw that right in that motherfucker's face. I'll talk. Just don't make me eat it. Like, that's all you had to do. That's it.
Oh, he's a grown man who doesn't go down on his wife. That's
DJ Khaled don't eat pussy, guys.
No, that's by the way, that's a thing on like all the red pill guys. They don't do it either. The fucking clown from Fresh and Fit, he said he don't go down on women either. I'm like, well, if you want advice on how to not to get laid and be alone forever, listen to that fucking clown. You don't eat pussy? Get out of here.
He's scared.
I don't know what
red pill niggas. I just watched. I recently watched The Matrix.
What's that?
Niggas only realize what the fuck that red pill was all about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like when you gonna transition, my nigga? Because you don't eat pussy. Yeah. You know. All right. You don't like women. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Best of luck.
Anyway,
how to stay dumb forever. Following their bullshit ass advice. So Mike goes to the captain. He's like, look, I found out, I got information from DJ Khaled on who's the gun runner or whatever. And he's like, look, man, you're going to investigate this shit anyway. I can't really stop you. So why don't you go and be a consultant for the ammo team and just consult. Like, that's the only thing I want you to do. Meanwhile, the shooter released the video of him shooting Mike on the internet because he was having such a good time and sort of laughing about it. By the way, his name is Armando. So he actually released the video online. So that really pissed him off. Mike meets the ammo team. The Asian guy's a fucking dick.
Yeah, so much of a dick that he didn't make it to the next movie.
Right?
Oh,
he's just not there. He's just like, he went on to a different unit. I guess.
Wow.
Whatever.
Oh, are the other two in the next one?
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, that's sad. I guess he joked a little too much with Will Smith. He was like, nah, fuck that. Isn't that Vanessa Hudgens? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, he meets the rest of the ammo team. They all are like, yeah, all right, we use real fucking tech shit. And, basically it's new school versus old school. It's so fucking cliche and very silly.
I appreciate it in this movie though, because like, nigga, you're 50. Like, this is not how we do things. You know what I mean?
You don't have to beat a man with a fucking
just
meat tenderizer. You could just like Google it.
Right. Like, it's, I know it's a cliche, but I like it in this movie. Because nigga, you're 50, yo. Like, you can't just be, sometimes the old ways work. Yeah, but like, work smarter, not harder, nigga. Like what the fuck? And look, and they do a good job of showing that like he is his experience is, comes in handy, right? Because he's like, ain't no money in that bag, right? Like, because I see it, right? And ain't no fancy ass drone gonna tell me that. But the fact that you saw it from the fancy ass drone, nigga. So like, don't be scared of shit.
Right. Not all technology
but
is bad.
Mike Lowry going Mike Lowry, and he goes in, and we get another action scene, and
this is a pretty good action scene.
It's solid, right? Like, somebody gets a car dropped on them, which is cool. But there's nothing
Go ahead.
There's nothing that like stands out. Like, there's no like signature shot. Nothing that really like stands out. Like, if I'm thinking about some of the other shots, like I forget which one it was. I think it's the second one where the rotating pinned down firefight shot. That's a great one. That's a great shot, right? Like, that's an iconic shot, right? And as much as this movie apes the pan up and spin around shot from the original, movie. Like, I'm surprised that it didn't like, pull from that, like try to mimic that like panoramic shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know anybody else. As I think about it, I don't know anybody else who's done that shot. Really, that is a very Michael Bay thing. You're talking about the one where they're on the other side of a door or whatever, right? And it's like, yeah. That's a really great action sequence. Like it's actually very cool. But I don't know anybody else who really does that. I mean, outside of maybe like The Matrix, something very similar. But no, it's a unique shot. I'm actually, they don't have, to your point, they really don't have a signature shot in this movie. There's nothing that's like, oh shit, that's like their thing. And look, these directors are getting a lot of these guys. I don't remember their names. I apologize, but they're getting a lot of hype in Hollywood, which is totally fine. I think they go by like Arby and Falal, just their last names. And I think they're competent directors by all accounts. But as action directors, you do kind of need some signature shit. Like that's, and I know, look, it's so hard to kind of create something new, but yeah, this one lacks that.
To their credit, I think they do a good job in the next movie they do of creating it's a first person shot.
Okay.
But it's a first person shot, but like from the gun's perspective, but the gun gets like tossed around to different people.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
It's actually really good.
Okay. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's good to hear that they got
footage. Of them. Of Will Smith with this rig on, and it's like the gun is on this rig, and he's like pushing it, and like the camera spinning around. It's cool. It's cool, but yeah.
Yeah, they lack that in this one, but it's good to hear that they made up for that. Because like, if you're going to be action directors, you got to give people to go. They got to have a reason to be like, oh shit, that's those guys' shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, George Miller, for instance, who does like the Mad Max movies, like he's got very specific shots. Like when you're seeing that movie, you know what you're going to get, right? And it's like, and that's just kind of fun. It's a good time. So at this point. The fight sequence is over. The guy they went to go get, this gun dealer, he got impaled by a forklift, so he's pretty dead. Then we see, Martin was like kind of chilling, and he goes to pick up Mike. They go to drop off his grandson to his wife at the spa, like secretly. And they trying to go.
Yeah, some CI calls Martin. He's constantly he's calling him, and he's like, "What the fuck does this dude want?" He keeps calling. He finally gets Mike on the phone. The CI is like, "Yeah, you got to come help me out." And then Marcus finally gets Mike on the phone, and he goes drop. He has to, and in order to go where they have to go, he has to take the baby and drop the baby off at the spa that he sent his wife to.
Yep. And she was pissed.
And he sends Michael out. He sends Mike in there to do it. And that was funny. Like, he takes the baby, he's like, there you go, deuces. And runs out.
That's fucking.
It's accurate as fuck, too. Cause
no, you don't have to make that
I don't imagine. I ain't doing that shit.
Oh,
nope.
Shit.
And then the CI gets thrown off of his roof onto Martin's minivan. So that's not good.
Yeah.
And he's dead. And then they drive around with the fucking roof caved in, which was fucking hilarious. Then we see the captain gets shot at a soccer game by Armando. He shoots the captain in the neck and he dies. Fast forward.
Now, when I first saw this, I'm like, oh, well, this nigga about to die because he's getting real existential. And he's talking about like he's using metaphor. He's a Buddhist and shit, and just like, look, this is a metaphor. The horse is a metaphor for the things that you're running away. He already said in the earlier, he was like, Mike is like a son to me. It's like, oh well, you saying all the wrong shit, bro.
Where are you going? Where is life taking you, Mike? To the parking lot to see me bleed out is apparently where it's taking him. And again, none of this affects Mike in a sort of existential way. It just makes him want to kill people more. Great. That's good writing, guys. Great writing. Fast forward a bit. So Martin decides, like, fuck it. You know, like, I'm joining up with you. Like, you know, like, this is, you can't just kill the captain and shit. Like, this is fucked up. So they go to see this other dude who's like, he's a lawyer.
They track down this. Is he an accountant?
Yeah, I'm sorry. He's an accountant.
Yeah,
right.
he's an accountant.
And he's high as fuck. This big man is.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, this motherfucker is. This is. I mean, this movie. These movies always have something like this, where it's just like this nonsense. This is a nonsense scene, right? Like, this scene could have been cut, but they. I guess it's funny.
It's just for comedic effect.
Sure, let's go with that. Yeah. Cool. And then next, like,
yeah, I mean,
we got to see Martin Lawrence get punched in the mouth twice. Like, that's kind of the whole point.
Yeah, we this accountant leads them to this guy named Zuelo.
Yes.
So the bad boys and Team Ammo decide that
sounds fucking stupid.
They are going to that they are going to infiltrate this guy's birthday party. Yeah. And we get some old people versus young people jokes, right? Like, these two old men trying to get up in this club, and the two hostesses are like, "Nah, Gramps, like, get the fuck out of here!" Like, I don't care who you are. And then fucking Asian dickhead guy is like, "Hey, come on, let him in," right?
I'm so cool.
And we also get another scene where it's like, Mike, I ain't had sex in a long time, man, and I'm looking up weird shit on the internet, man, and it's like, they can hear you, bro. Like again, like, some of the jokes fall flat for me.
Yeah, I'm here for Rita. I'm here for Rita and Address. This is the only part of this.
They felt very flat. They were.
Yeah. It's the problem is like Martin is an old man now. You know what I mean? Like, Martin, I still have memories of Martin from the 90s, and who was just like on it and with it and super quick, right? And now it's, my dick don't work or whatever, right? Like, it just
fuck like we do. Like, all right.
Right. Like, all right. And then there's a big old chase scene, and Mike is just like,
this action sequence. Mike, not bad.
No, it's not bad. Mike is like, we gotta jump down and go grab him, and fucking Marcus is like, the hell we are. And Mike does it, and then he gets to the car, right? And he's like, yo, what the fuck? We lose all advantage of me jumping off the fucking balcony if you just gonna take the stairs. And it's like, yo, I told you, I'm not jumping off the fucking balcony.
Like, I'm 45 years old, nigga. I'm gonna break my
fucking problem, nigga.
Like, what is your problem?
What is wrong with you?
Bad friend, nigga. You a bad friend. What the fuck?
Yeah. You're not good at listening. Like, active listening. Like, come on, guys.
Jesus
they are Mike is given rubber bullets because they were saying that this is a non-lethal take, and so that's all he has.
They called them ACLU bullets. Yeah,
that is funny.
But look, in case people don't know, getting shot with a rubber bullet will fuck you up. And
it's still a fucking projectile, yo. Like, what the fuck?
Yo, he shot that nigga in the forehead with a rubber bullet, yo. That might actually kill you. Like, that's a lot of impact on your skull. And when he knocks him off his bike, he's got a fucking hematoma or whatever it is.
Knot. Right?
Yeah, that shit is fucking gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
and then Martin wants to touch it. And Marcus is like, I got to touch it. I'm like, this is not funny.
Yeah, no, I would have the same feeling. I'd be like, yeah, I kind of want to do, like, just to see what it's like. But that's just gross.
Yuck.
Yeah, he fucked his forehead all the way up. So they take Zuelo's phone. He of course gets back up, and then there's more, like, some of Zuelo's guys show up, and they all are like with Uzis and shit. Vanessa Hudgens pops out of the truck and throws a grenade at them at one point, which is weird because she jumps out and she's got no protection, and they have Uzis, and she's still able to like open a grenade and throw it. I was like, yo, this is like a lot of seconds that they're just not shooting her. But I'm glad she survived.
I like that when the bad boys, they have a grenade and Martin's in the sidecar and he pulls it, right, and the other guy pulls it, and Martin's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? And then he throws it, and then the bad guys just pick the shit back up and throw it right back at.
Don't need it.
Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, like,
okay, that was cool. It was cool, but I'm like, I think that grenade would have blew up before.
Yo, he doesn't just. By the way, he doesn't just pick up the grenade. He does a wheelie.
Right?
to grab it. Like, all right, this is some Fast and the Furious bullshit.
All right, get the fucking 12 o'clock boys out of this motherfucker. Like, look out of here.
Look, it looked cool, but yeah, this is some like solid ass insanity. For some reason, Will Smith is doing all this dressed like Usher in that one video, that fucking dragon on his jacket or whatever the fuck. And the sidecar that they have has a full-on machine gun in it. Like, all right, that's cool. That's how we rolling. And Mike has to convince Marcus that it's okay for him to use this gun because, like the Bible and like David and Goliath, he's a vessel for God. And then he should smite his enemies. And so he decides to fire at this dude using the machine gun. Which is crazy. But of course he doesn't hit him because he's not wearing his glasses, which is an ongoing joke throughout the movie. Which, you know, in fairness, pays off a little bit later on.
Awful lot of collateral damage going on here, guys.
Oh, no. Mad people are being killed. Like, a lot of people are dying.
You just indiscriminately shooting at this guy and like missing.
Yeah,
bullets like going somewhere else. You know?
Man. Like, yo, you shooting a machine gun on Main Street, yo. Like, what the fuck?
I'm looking. There's a lot of cars between them and Zuelo. Like, he just shot at that cab right in front of them. Zuelo is riding his motorcycle, and he drives next to a flatbed tow truck. He then shoots the car that's on the flatbed, which I believe is a Charger. He shoots it a couple of times. It blows up and flips off of the tow truck.
I was watching. I was like, "That's not how cars work." But all right,
I said the exact same thing. I was like, "That's not how this works. Like, that doesn't make any sense." And my wife is watching and she was like, well, maybe he shot the gas tank. She's, of course, laughing. And I was like, yo, this is some Fast and the Furious bullshit. What are you talking about? You throw a lit match into a gas tank. It will not catch on.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so that happened. Keep in mind, there's one, I guess maybe their signature shot here is Will Smith turning around and shooting the Uzi as Martin is, like, shooting the machine gun.
A little slow-mo.
A little slow-mo. Cool. It is cool, but it's almost shot in a way that makes them look like they're miniatures. Like just the effect just seems weird. Like it is a cool shot. I'll grant you.
It's like a wallpaper shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
there was a shot earlier on because we skipped over the fight that he had with his son. Spoiler alert. on the roof. And there was a part of that when they fall off the balcony and they land on like the awning and they get up and he starts running away and Will Smith runs at him and like clips his leg.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is that CG? It looked like a CG effect.
I think it is a CG effect. I think it was. It
looked really weird. It looked like remember the Black Panther in I guess was it Civil War when Black Panther clipped the motorcycle or something? It almost looked exactly like that. And I'm like, that was a visual effect. And that's what it seemed like because it was really fast and it looked like he didn't move like a real human.
And that dive was crazy long, Like I'm sure Will Smith is a very athletic person, but like you're not making that dive, Like he would have just been like, you fell 15 feet behind me. Like again, you're 50 years old. You're not ready for the combine. Like knock it off. Then for some reason, as they're riding down the highway, Zuelo is greeted by Armando in a helicopter because he's buy those anywhere, and he has a rocket launcher that he fires at Mike and Marcus, and Mike decides to kick the connecting handle or whatever.
He decouples the bucket seat.
Yeah, right. So Martin goes one way. And then he goes another, and luckily, so they don't get blown up by a rocket launcher, which is insane to say out loud. Then Zuelo jumps on a conveniently dropped down ladder. Somehow Zuelo is incredibly athletic for a guy who looks like he smokes and drinks lean all day. He was a football
player, right? Marcus said he coached him in Little League football.
Yeah, he was a Little League football player.
He still got skills. He still
got his athleticism.
Amazing. And so he climbs up, and then Will Smith runs and makes it on, and jumps onto the ladder. Armando is like, "Hey, Zuelo, I need you to move. Like you climbing a ladder, you're in the way." And he's like,
I'm sorry. He starts running up. Apparently, this truck had nothing but propane tanks on the back, so they could just shoot at him and blow them up as he was running up the fucking stuff. Like, all right, y'all doing too much. Like, what the fuck? This is, again, conveniences is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But okay, it makes for an exciting sequence.
It does. Sure. It does, in fact. So, yeah, Will Smith, he sees, he's about to see... like he's about to get up to he's looking face to face with Armando, and Armando under the direction of his mother says to Mike before he kills him, hasta fuego or hasta el fuego, which is just made up fucking Spanish nonsense. And he's like, oh my God, made up phrase. I know that made up phrase. And luckily, Marcus starts shooting at the helicopter, so he kind of has to, he gets distracted, and so Mike leaps to his own safety by, falling in the lovely waters of Lake Minnetonka or whatever. And and so then he realizes that maybe, just maybe, there's his ex-girlfriend might still be alive. He takes the phone that he took off of Zuelo and he gives it to the IT guy from Ammo, Dorn. And he's like, "Hey, can you break into this phone?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll have to do some dark shit to do it. Are you okay with that?" And he's like, "I mean, yeah, I guess so." It's like, "All right, cool. You're a cop. You don't give a fuck about breaking the law. Get out of here."
This is the nicest guy who committed manslaughter ever, right? Like this dude is this giant dude who he gets more of a backstory than Mike Lowry.
Right. Mike Lowry, there's a reason why he's like no violence.
There's a reason
he accidentally killed somebody.
Yo, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't even know this character's name. Yo, does this character have a last name? No,
his name is
Dorn. His name is Dorn. This motherfucker don't even have a last name and has more character development than fucking Mike Lowry. That's
shit.
And you've had 3 movies to do it. You didn't even have to do it in one. You had 3 movies. And it sounds like you didn't really do it in the 4th, which is ridiculous. So then Mike...
No, he didn't at all. He just starts having anxiety attacks because he's getting older. That's his back. That's his arc.
That's his arc.
Nigga, that's not a...
might not die.
Like, nigga, that's a loop. This is not an arc. A speed bump. So then Mike tells the story of why he is the way that he is, and he's like, so back when I was 24 and I already knew you, then I pretended I didn't know you, and then I got out of the academy even though I knew you because we were childhood friends. And then I went and I dated this woman, and I was going to run off with her. You didn't know any of this. They called her La Brujaha or whatever, and it was all very special. And none of this you knew, even though we were best friends this entire fucking time and worked together. You didn't know any of it.
We've known each other since we were kids.
Yeah.
You know.
But none of this. Shit. I never brought any of this up. As a young guy, I never told you about how that time I had this super hot relationship with this Mexican cartel, lord's wife, was banging her, blowing her back out. I never mentioned this to my best friend this entire time we've known each other. Weird. And so then Martin's like,
Oh man.
So that's your son, and that's why you dress like a drug dealer. And he was like, "That's all you got out of this," which was
so you fucked a witch, like what the
fuck? and that's why you dress like a drug dealer.
Shit.
Yeah, because he basically is like, look, this secret relationship that I had, she basically made me, right? She taught me how to dress and walk the game and talk the game and all this other shit. In fairness, Micah or Terrence, if you told me this story, probably my first response would be like, "You fucked a witch." Like, that's a fair question. Like, that's a fair response, actually. Like for real? Okay, all right. Was it good? Surprisingly, yes. So Mike,
apparently,
I mean,
you got a kid out of it.
I mean, clearly it wasn't that good. He ain't tell all his friends. He wasn't high-fiving and shit. So Mike drives
Howard
up.
sent him. So Captain Howard sent him undercover. I'm reading what he said. So Captain Howard sent him undercover right out of the academy.
Yo, that's so stupid.
So he was gone for how long? How long was he gone?
He's like a son to me. That's why I couldn't wait to throw him into the hands of a cartel. Like, Jesus Christ.
Like I get it, yo. I'm not a cop. I don't know how that shit works. This don't seem like it makes sense to me. It just doesn't.
I don't.
You imagine? Yeah. Could you imagine coming out the police academy with fucking Steve Gutenberg and Michael Wilson, and all of a sudden,
you and Tackleberry, you guys head into the fucking cartel,
Bobcat Gold Wave,
right? All of a sudden, you got to go and be undercover, like nigga, what?
that don't make no kind of sense.
Michael Winslow fucking doing siren songs in your ear and shit. Like, niggas, yo, shut the fuck up with all those stupid ass sound effects, nigga.
We're gonna give.
You're trying to break our cover.
Yeah. Where's Hooks?
Shit.
So Mike is like, look, I'm going to. He decides he's going to go to Mexico City and try to take down the witch and her son. And he's like, look. He don't say nothing to nobody. He's out. Like, he just drives off to the sunset, and next time we see him, he on a plane. Somehow Marcus figures it out. I guess he goes on like Travelocity or whatever. Figures out which specific flight Mike is on, and that he's headed to Mexico City. And so he gets on the plane, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm coming with you. You ain't doing this shit by yourself. What the fuck?" And so he's like, "Look, you can't just go and mess with a witch. Like, she might put a root on you. You know, like." Your penis might fall off, or your dick might fall off. And this girl sitting next to him, and he's like, "Look, I meant penis. I'm sorry, and you should be minding your business anyway," which is a great line, in fairness. And so they go to Mexico City. Again, it's a lot of people there, and they get there. They get a hookup. They get a couple of guns or what have you, and then oh shit. guess who shows up? Like, there's a knock at the door. It's like, better y'all pull your guns out. It's the ammo team. Yay, they're here. And it's because Martin called him. And Mike is like, you call Rita. He's like, you feel better? He's like, I feel better when they're here. And then, Mike kind of has to admit, he's like, yeah, I do too. Because I'm 50 years old and it's better to have these young niggas out front getting shot than me. If we being
I can't do this shit by myself.
Yeah. And so I mean, I guess this is kind of like the third movie or the second movie, right? Didn't they have to ask like the Cuban dudes that were like making fun of them for help? Like they
did. Help and they got this homeboy. They got like his cousins or some shit from Puerto Rico to dig tunnels into homeboy's house.
Yeah. So like it all works out. Like they tend to team up. That second movie was weird because they were cops and then they were like SEAL Team 6 once they got the Cubans. Like the shit didn't really make any sense, but okay, it's fine. So yeah, they're like, all right, we got to go to the Hidalgo Hotel, and I got to go see this witch, and it's a trap. And look, she's very nicely dressed, and she's like, oh, hello, Marcus or Mike. Welcome to my humble abode, this dirty old hotel. It's weird. And he feels her up because, as you do. And she's like, no, I'm good. I don't need to touch you. It's gross. Get out of here. And it's a giant fucking setup. And they're like, there's all these cartel guys there. I have a technical question. If I have a drone that can pick up heat signatures from human beings, and it shows that there's no other human beings in the area, how is it that when all the cartel guys pop out from like under grass that's around the hotel, all their heat signatures show up? That's not how heat signatures work. Grass doesn't stop people's heat signatures. Just saying. Just thought that was a little odd. It's like, oh, now there's 20 people. I didn't see that.
I think they had like...
It's like Predator, yeah?
Yeah.
What's his name? Put blood on himself.
There's a bunch of cold grass. A bunch of ice packs on them. Like, knock it off.
They had insulated like ghillie suits on or some shit. I don't fucking know.
I mean, the cartels have unlimited money, it seems like.
Yeah.
Another thing, like, drones aren't exactly quiet. They're pretty goddamn loud.
Yeah.
Like, they're not quiet at all. Drones are very loud.
So I would imagine that a drone... I would imagine that a drone that is strong enough to carry a machine gun on it has to have a little bit of oomph on it.
Yeah. This is a double barrel machine gun wielding drone. It kills a lot of people.
It's going to be pretty loud. Yeah. You're going to hear that thing above you. It's going to sound like a fucking helicopter.
Yeah, the world's largest bee. So yeah, shit goes down. The cartel guys are there. The mom and son team are also there, and Ammo is there with Mike and Marcus. And so it's like a pretty good shootout, as it were. And like the Ammo team is helping out. Fucking computer guy has decided that, you know what, fuck it. I got to start killing people. And he's like, I'll start hurting people if you pay for my therapy. And they're like, you know what, bet. Could you just please shoot people? They use a wooden table, an old Mexican wooden table, as a shield from machine gun fire. Okay, sure, why not? That makes sense. As the bullets are literally penetrating the table right past their heads. But you know what? Fuck it, sure. I guess the middle's made of marble, but that doesn't seem to really matter. They start shooting the glass at the top of the hotel, and a piece of glass falls down and stabs a guy like in the trap, which looked like it hurt.
Yeah, I'm like, that looked very painful.
That is not where you want to be. So everybody's fighting back. Things are cool. Shit's going down. So at one point, Vanessa Hudgens does a fucking front slide and shoots a guy in the chest multiple times with a machine gun. Jesus Christ. There's a lot of like multi-layer shooting in this scene. Like they're trying to make this look as dope as they can. It's fine. there's a helicopter. They're shooting at the helicopter. Mike wants Marcus to shoot at the rotor of the helicopter. Marcus keeps shooting at the pilot. He ends up hitting the pilot, and the helicopter spins out of control and crashes into the center of the hotel. My question to Mike is, wouldn't that have happened if you shot the rotor too? I didn't understand what the difference was. He's like, shoot the rotor. That will not make a helicopter go crazy. Like, have you not seen an action movie? That's exactly what the fuck would happen. I didn't understand this argument at all.
No, if you shoot the rotor, then it's just gonna gently fall down.
Well, what is the rotor? It keeps it stable.
Yeah, it keeps it from fucking spinning out of control. Like, so yeah, if you knock the rotor out, it would just go crazy and crash. What the fuck? Like, I'm not saying that action movies are science based at all, but I've seen enough to know that that's exactly what would have happened in this movie. You're saying it
to say that, like, that line was needless.
Yeah, it didn't make any fucking sense.
Like, just don't say it.
Yeah, just don't say it. Why don't have him shoot the pilot and then you shoot the rotor and then it still blows up and you're like, yeah, see, both of our methods worked or whatever. Like, the difference it just didn't make sense.
I'm looking at this scene. There's one scene where Kumbaya Tech guy sees two of his partners like ducking under something, trying to get cover, and he looks above and there's a balcony with some guy shooting, and he looks at one of these concrete pillars and decides, you know what? This looks like a load-bearing pillar. I need to knock it down. So I'm just gonna run into that shit. And lo and behold, this motherfucker takes out a concrete pillar. Now look, I know part of it was taken out, right? But nah, yo, not like this. Like, this is silly. This is silly.
Look, you never know.
Nigga fucking Goldberg'd this shit, yo. Like, what the fuck?
Like, but you never know. On any given day, you might decide, you know what? Today is a really good day for me to separate my fucking shoulder, because that's exactly what happened. Blew your whole shit up. But he would have fucked his shoulder. What if it didn't give? What if he did it and it just didn't give? He's just like, bam. Ah! Now your shooting arm don't work. Congratulations, dumbass. You could have been
like, now you're a liability, dickhead. Now they gotta pick you up and try to drag your ass out.
You're big as fuck, yo. You're like 225. You're not dragging your sorry ass around the fire. And,
he's a big guy.
Building.
He's in they canceled Heels. Is he? Okay,
yeah,
he was in Heels. He played what's his name, brother. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big motherfucker.
What the fuck is that guy? The guy that played Green Arrow. He plays his brother in Heels. Like 6'3", 6'4", or some shit like that. Big fucking guy.
Yeah. So the witch shows up and she's like, yeah, like, it's cool, I'm not gonna attack you. And she puts her hands down and like a ghost, Armando pulls Will Smith through the floor. By the way, the ceiling is not low. He had to have jumped up and grabbed his like, what kind of superpowers?
Yeah, I just looked at that. He jumped up,
punched
his and grabbed him.
Is he fucking Super Mario? What the fuck? Like, it doesn't make any sense, yo. Like, I know the floors don't need to be like so high considering the height of Mexicans, but like, it wasn't 6 feet. Mexicans are short. Like, you just make the ceiling like 6.5 feet. That'll cover just about everybody.
Also, this floor was strong enough to carry the weight of two grown-ass men. But all of a sudden, like, this motherfucker does a Vince Carter and fucking sticks his arm all the way through the rim and then pulls the shit down. Like, he can pull that shit down now all of a sudden. Like, all right, yo, all right. I mean,
You don't
I mean,
know,
it looked cool.
We got Mike Lowry's
right,
DNA. Apparently, he's a super nigga. Like, he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
He part Mike Lowry, part witch. So
yeah,
he got fucking powers.
Magical powers.
Yeah. Martin punches a woman. I'll give no context to that. Yo, he just gave her a fucking straight up, like a fucking right cross. Yo, she was stabbing him. Like he's got some serious stab wounds, yo. She stabbed him in the ass.
Her and then threw her.
Yeah, she really did.
He punched her and threw her into a bedpost, yo, like head first. Like,
nah, yo, she got everything.
She deserved it.
Nah, yo, you look. I'm not for violence upon women, yo, but like, you're not just gonna stab me with a piece of glass. Yo, she stabbed him like in his ass. She cut his Achilles. Nah, yo, I'm gonna suplex you into that fire, yo.
Nah, Street Fighter rules apply at that. Street Fighter rules apply at that point, right? Like you could, like normally if you see somebody 7 foot tall and Russell's bears and shit, him fighting a little Chinese woman is not kosher, right? But if like that Chinese woman fucking kicks you with lightning and shit, nah.
Or how big are her thighs? Right, that like
get the fuck out of here.
If she's got Chun-Li thighs, now you're like in a this is a fair fight. Like no. Yeah, he got stabbed mad times. Like he needs help. Like I know he just walks out of the scene just like pretty much fine, but like he's bleeding to death in reality. Like this is a wrap. Somehow Will Smith at 50 years old gets the better of his son, which is something fathers got to do. Sometimes you got to choke your kid out. I get that.
Can't wait.
How old are you? I'm 5. All right. You got 3 years at best. Get your muscle up.
I can do it with the second one. The first one,
No, that ain't fair. That ain't fair.
No, he ain't gonna. The second one, he can handle it.
That second nigga he gonna choke your ass out. That little nigga,
he gonna.
That little nigga's a bruiser. Like nah.
He's like, "Oh, we doing this? All right." Start throwing kicks and shit. You're like, whoa! I ain't send your ass to fucking karate class. What's going
on? Yeah, I get it. Yeah, you know what? You and the first one, y'all might have to team up against the second.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah, y'all gonna have to like.
And you know what? No, we wouldn't team. We wouldn't team up because the first one would be a liability. He can't handle him.
He ain't a fighter. He's not.
I joked with my wife. I said we gave the first one the cool sports name, and we gave the second one the fucking nerd name. And boy, did we really mix that up.
You kind of did.
He gonna be in trouble. He gonna be in trouble because niggas gonna be like,
yeah.
What is you like a word? You're trying to make fun of my name? Okay, bet. Throwing niggas through fucking windows and shit.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna be there.
I can't wait. School every other week.
Yeah. I
can't
wait to
from
hear.
Below, pulling motherfuckers down and shit. Like
through floors.
All right.
What'd you say about my brother? Yeah. So Will Smith is choking out his son, as you do, and he looks in the mirror and he's like, "He looked just like me," which is a weird thing to say because this nigga looks nothing like you. This dude is just they just hired a Puerto Rican and was like, "Nah, you Will Smith's son now." But somehow Will Smith sees it, and he's like, "I'm your father," haha, and he's like, "I didn't know." Woo! And so the witch shows up, and the son is like, "Is what he's saying true?" She's like, "Why don't you just kill him and then we talk about it?" And he's like, "Yo, for real, like, is this nigga my dad?" And she's like, "Maybe he is, but it don't really matter now. Just throw this nigga in the fire." And so he's like, "Nah, I can't." I was like, "I can't do that." And she's like, "All right, well, fuck it. I'm gonna shoot your ass. I'm gonna shoot your father anyway." And he jumps in front, and she shoots her own son, which is fucked up. And she feels real bad. which is okay because Rita then was like, "Oh, you fucked my man back in the day? I'm still jealous about that, even though I didn't exist in the world at the time." And then she shot her ass like 14 times in the chest with a machine gun at close range. And then she fell into the fire, which was pretty awesome. And then at a certain point, Marcus falls, and he almost dies. And luckily, Mike catches him, but Mike can't hold on. And then Armando is like, "Uncle Mike, or Uncle Marcus, I'll help you."
Right, that was a quick turn, wasn't it?
Yeah,
oh, you're my daddy. Well, let me save you niggas. After I murdered a lot of people.
All he had to do was just like put his foot. All he had to do was put his foot on the back of Mike's heels and just shuffle him a little bit, just push him forward a little bit.
Yeah, yo, like your mom was just shot, yo. Like the only parent you've ever known was just shot, and then some random nigga from another country is just like, "Hey, boy, I'm your daddy," and you just cool with it, like.
Yeah, that was a quick turn again. Guess you really didn't fuck with your moms like that. Because that's crazy.
And if that was the case, like you sure did kill, like you said, you killed a whole lot of people for someone that you don't really fuck with. So either you do or you don't. Which is it? Which is it, guys?
Doesn't make a lot of sense.
Gotta push both of them niggas into the fire.
Yeah, like I won. Everybody's dead. It's all my money now.
Right.
Well, he would have died anyway. Because what's her name? Because Rita would have shot him.
Yeah, but come on, yo.
Yeah, I take my chances. I feel like, look, one on one is better than 1-on-3. Fuck out of here. So they save Armando. Why, I don't know. I would have been like, "Oh, he got shot. It's too bad."
That's his son. He got a kid.
I'd be like,
a 25-year-old kid.
I'd be like, Mike, I got it. Don't worry about it. We gonna help him. You just go over there. And chest compressions ain't work. My bad. Sorry, man. He ain't make it.
What did Mike say? He was like, "I can't promise you it's gonna be all right." It's like, no, you damn sure can't promise that nigga. He's going to jail for the rest of his fucking life. What are you talking about?
Spoiler alert! Isn't he in the fourth one? Don't he show up in the fourth one?
Yes, he is. Yes.
I'm gonna have to ask y'all some shit offline. I'd love to know. I'd love to know the Fast and the Furious level villain becomes a hero arc that they give this nigga. I can't wait to hear it. So they just, the thing my wife had a major problem with is the building is on fire. They're on the top floor, and then smash cut. They're just walking out.
They were just walking out the front door. I was like,
what door did they use? What stairs did they?
The whole bottom floor was engulfed in flames.
They were just like, it's not a big deal. Yes, I guess they took the elevator in the back, and they just walked the fuck out as you do, and smash cut to a Fast and Furious type ending. Everybody sitting around drinking Coronas, I guess, and looking over a lovely day. Mike is dressed like like the owner of a gay nightclub anywhere in Miami. That shirt is fucking ridiculous. But sure, a red tiger stripe shirt looks good on you, I guess.
He's dressed like The Rock. His character
like
in the
WWE. Yeah, like a silk Versace shirt. Like this nigga, what are you wearing? Meanwhile, Martin is dressed like every dad who goes to Costco. So it is weird. Mike promises to he holds his nephew now that the baby is not an infant. He's no longer afraid. He gives Marcus a whole like a gift certificate or whatever, so that him and his wife can have some quality time at this like 3-day resort. And he's like, "Yeah, me and the ammo team, we're gonna watch the baby this weekend. Like, we got it. It's cool. Why y'all watching the baby? Don't the baby? Oh, that's right. The baby's parents are on their honeymoon. I forgot about that for a second. So they're like, all right, yeah. Like,
the baby's parents are on their honeymoon, and the baby's uncles are just dead.
Yeah.
Because again, they don't exist anymore. Fucking weird.
So at this point, by the way, Rita has become the captain. We forgot to mention that. So her and the team are like, yeah, we're not going to actually help you with the baby. Get out of here. And so Mike is left trying to console this crying ass baby. And the best thing he can think to do, him and Marcus, is to sing the Bad Boys theme song, where Martin once again butchers the patois part. And the only person I know who knows that is probably Tiara, because that's our people. So, and that's how the movie ends. Which, by the way, would have been a fine ending to the franchise. By the way, Will Smith's character does not get back with Rita. He learns nothing. He ends up alone, and he's still 20 years old at the end of this thing.
Did you see the next movie?
Nigga, he don't end up with her anyway. Come on, dog. That don't even make sense. All right, fuck.
Yo, Part 4 is wild.
Yo, Part 4 is so stupid, yo.
All right, so there's a stinger. There's a stinger of Mike going to see Armando in prison, and he says, "Oh, an opportunity may present itself to pay down some of that debt. You interested?" Which, how could he be interested? He killed like 100 people and a fucking federal judge. They're not letting this nigga out of prison after that.
And a police captain. I'm surprised he didn't get the fucking death penalty.
Right.
Did they have the death penalty in Florida?
That's 1,000% they do. Do they have anything else besides the death penalty?
Right. Does the sun shine in Florida? Like, what the fuck?
All right. So there you go.
They gave this nigga his own fucking cell by himself.
Who is he? Hannibal Lecter?
Yes. He probably killed as many people.
I just find that funny. Oh, there may be an opportunity for you to work down some debt. How, dog? How? Like, no, man. He didn't, he's not misunderstood. This dude took a sniper rifle to your former boss. No, stay in jail forever. Yeah. End of your story. So there you go. That is Bad Boys for Life, a.k.a. Bad Boys 3. We will do Bad Boys Ride or Die when that hits streaming. We will come back and do that. So I guess the way movies hit streaming, we'll see in a couple of weeks. 45 days. All right, so that's it for that. Any other parting words there, gentlemen?
No.
Should have ended in 3.
Not at all. Yeah, there you go.
All right, there you go. And we will see you guys next time for another preview episode. Later, guys.
Take it easy.
See you.
You're watching the Black on Black Cinema YouTube channel. Make sure you check out our full reviews of black movies, past and present. And every other week, we do a preview episode where we talk about a random topic that affects the black community.